The Pacific Fleet of Russia's Navy is holding live fire drills in the neutral waters of the Sea of Japan. The attack vessels fired anti-ship cruise missiles and air defense weapons. The ships also fired automatic guns at simulated targets. A total of 15 warships participated in the drills. A Russian missile hit a restaurant in the Kramatorsk city of Ukraine in the Donetsk region. At least 8 people, including an infant, were killed. Over 40 people were also injured in the attack. Ukrainian officials rescued people trapped underneath the rubble. Meanwhile, a second Russian missile hit a building in the Kramatorsk city, injuring at least 5 Ukrainians. Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko has confirmed the arrival of Wagner chief Yevgeny Prigozhin to his country. On Sunday, Lukashenko convinced Prigozhin to relocate to Belarus after an aborted mutiny against Russian President Vladimir Putin. Lukashenko also said that Belarusian soldiers wanted to learn from the battle-hardened Wagner mercenaries. The United States will provide Ukraine with a new military package worth over $500 million. This is according to the spokesperson of the Pentagon. The military aid will include tanks, armored vehicles, and air defense equipments. This is the 41st military aid package that the US will give Ukraine since the Russian invasion began. Leaders of NATO member countries arrived in the Dutch city, The Hague, on Tuesday. The Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte greeted the NATO leaders. Polish President Andrzej Duda also attended the meeting. This comes ahead of the NATO summit in Lithuania in July. South Africa's foreign minister has said that her country had not received any information regarding Putin's attendance for the upcoming Brics summit. South Africa will host the Brics nations in August. The foreign minister added that she was awaiting a formal response from Moscow. The International Criminal Court has issued an arrest warrant for Putin. South African officials will have to arrest Putin on arrival, that is, if he attends the Brics summit. However, it is highly likely that Putin will be given diplomatic immunity. Heavy fighting erupted between the Sudanese army and paramilitary rapid support forces in capital Khartoum. This comes just one day after the chief of the paramilitary group called for a ceasefire ahead of the holy festival of Eid. Multiple ceasefire deals have been broken between the warring sides in the last 10 weeks. This is despite Saudi Arabia and the US having brokered a peace deal early in June. Election results were announced in the West African country of Sierra Leone. President Julius Maada Bio has been re-elected with 56% of the vote share. Meanwhile, the main opposition leader, Samura Kamara, has dismissed the results. Kamara said that the results were biased and lacked transparency. Clashes broke out between French police and residents of a suburb in Paris. This was after a local teenager was shot and killed by police officers. According to the police, the 17-year-old was killed after failing to comply with police orders to stop his car at a checkpost. The police officer who allegedly shot the child is being investigated for homicide. Former US President Donald Trump has sued journalist E. John Carroll for defamation. Trump alleged that Carroll falsely accused him of rape. Trump's counterclaim comes after a jury found that Trump sexually harassed Carroll but did not rape. Now, Trump is seeking an unspecified amount of punitive damages from the journalist. Five cases of malaria have been reported in the US states of Florida and Texas. This is the first time that malaria has been detected in America after 20 years. The Center for Disease Control, or CDC, has declared a medical emergency. They have urged residents of Texas and Florida to get immediate checkups if they report any symptoms. New York City is planning to charge daily tolls for vehicles that enter the Central Business District or Midtown Manhattan. The toll will be worth $23 a day. City officials say that tolls would encourage people to use public transport. This would decongest the roads and have a positive impact on the environment. However, residents have raised their concerns about the tolls. They say not everybody can afford the price. Some have even called the city administration, and I quote, crazy. South Korea is implementing a new age counting method. Under this system, South Koreans will get younger by at least a year or two. Earlier, South Korea used to rely on its traditional age counting method. Under this, citizens would be assigned the age of 1 year at birth. This would make South Koreans older compared to other international citizens who were born in the same year. Cambodian authorities set ablaze over 5 tons of seized illegal drugs in capital city Phnom Penh. The drugs had been seized in Cambodia in various raids through last year. Cambodia's Internal Affairs Minister also attended the ceremonial burning. Cambodia's Prime Minister has said that drug trade poses a security threat to the Southeast Asian country. In climate, wildfires burning in Canada have released a record 160 million tons of carbon. This is according to the European Union's Atmospheric Monitoring Service. This year's wildfire season has been the worst on record for Canada. The flames have already torched over 7 million hectares of land. That's greater than the combined area burned in annual wildfires in the last 6 years. Meanwhile, smoke from the Canadian wildfires have now reached Europe. Plumes of smoke have crossed the Atlantic Ocean and reached Spain. The smoke turned Spain's skies dark orange along with a haze. Scientists say that Canada's wildfire season is yet to reach its peak. A heat wave is scorching parts of southern US. Temperatures crossed 38 degrees Celsius in the states of Arizona, Texas and Florida. At least one child was killed due to dehydration in Texas. The National Weather Service issued a heat advisory warning to over 62 million Americans. Saudi Arabian authorities made arrangements to keep Hajj pilgrims cool in Mecca. This is after temperatures crossed 48 degrees Celsius. Saudi officials installed water sprays around the holy site. Over 1.5 million people are participating in the pilgrimage this year. The Latin American country of Chile is recovering from the aftermath of floods. Chilean police officials are continuing with the rescue operations. 2 people have been killed in landslides triggered by the floods. Over 13,000 people have lost their lives. Climate activist group Just Stop Oil disrupted the first morning of the Ashes Test at Lord's. Ashes is a cricket series played between Australia and England. The protesters stormed the pitch and threw orange powder in the air. England player Johnny Bairstow carried one of the protesters off the field. Some activists were even tackled by security. The Just Stop Oil group is protesting the British government's plan to explore fossil fuels in the UK. In business, the European Union and the United Kingdom have signed a financial agreement. This will make it easier for financial services to operate on both sides. This includes the establishment of a joint EU-UK Financial Regulatory Forum. This platform will help facilitate dialogue on finance issues. Australia's Qantas Airways has appointed Rob McOrlina as its new Chief Financial Officer. He will start in the new role later this year. McOrlina succeeds Vanessa Hudson as the Financial Chief. In May this year, Qantas promoted Hudson as its first female CEO. Swedish car maker Volvo will get access to Tesla's supercharger network. This is for customers in the United States, Canada and Mexico. The deal makes Volvo the first European automaker to adopt Tesla's charging standard. Former Audi boss Rupert Stadler becomes the first Volkswagen board member to be punished in the Dieselgate scandal. He has been handed a suspended sentence of 1 year and 9 months. The Dieselgate scandal was a widespread scam involving Volkswagen vehicles. Many vehicles had an illegal software that could manipulate emission readings when being tested. Reports say the United States is considering new restrictions on exports of artificial intelligence chips to China. The Commerce Department will stop the shipments of chips as early as July. Companies like Nvidia, Micron and AMD will be affected by the move. Reports say UBS Group is looking to cut more than half of Credit Suisse's workforce from next month. This will impact nearly 35,000 positions. Employees in Credit Suisse's investment bank in London, New York and some parts of Asia will be affected. Positions of bankers, traders and support staff will be cut as part of the redundancies. US-based automaker Ford has confirmed that it will begin laying off people from this week. The layoffs will mostly affect engineering positions in the US and Canada. Earlier this week, reports pointed out that Ford is due to cut at least 1,000 salaried employees. However, the automaker has not confirmed the number of positions that will be eliminated. A US bankruptcy judge has approved Overstock.com's purchase of Bed Bath & Beyond. Overstock will buy the home goods retailer's brand name, intellectual property and e-commerce platform. The deal is valued at nearly $22 million. Bed Bath & Beyond stores and inventory are not part of the deal. Google has said that it will also cut jobs at its mapping app, Waze. Details regarding the number of impacted positions have not been made public. In 2013, Google acquired Waze for $1.3 billion. However, in December last year, the tech giant announced that it would merge Waze with the Google Maps team. A Russian court has fined Google $47 million. This is over failing to pay an older fine. Earlier, the tech giant was charged for the alleged abuse of its dominant position in the video hosting market. This is Moscow's latest action to strengthen its campaign against foreign technology companies. In sports, the International Cricket Council or the ICC has sent the World Cup trophy to space. In a spectacular first, the trophy was sent 120,000 feet above the Earth. The trophy was attached to a bespoke stratospheric balloon. After travelling the space, the trophy landed at the Narendra Modi Stadium in India's Ahmedabad. India is hosting the 2023 Cricket World Cup that starts from October 5th. The West Indies side is facing a major risk of missing the Cricket World Cup for the first time. This comes amid their shocking defeat to Zimbabwe and the Netherlands in the qualifiers. A total of 10 teams will play in this year's edition of the World Cup. 8 of them have been decided, while the remaining 2 will be chosen from the ongoing qualifiers. West Indies have won the Cricket World Cup twice. India has confirmed to play a 3-match T20 series against Ireland. India's tour of Ireland starts from 18th August and concludes on the 24th. The Indian national team will visit Ireland for the second time in a little over 2 years. The Independent Commission for Equity in Cricket, or the ICEC, has delivered a report in critique of English cricket. The report found evidence of racism, sexism and classism across all levels of cricket in England. The England and Wales Cricket Board acknowledged the need for change and apologised for any discrimination. The ICEC gave a total of 44 recommendations to the English Cricket Board. In football, Nepal beat Pakistan 1-0 in the South Asian Football Federation Championship. Nepal's Ashish Chaudhary scored the winner late in the second half. The match was held at the Kantirava Stadium in the Indian city of Bengaluru. Nepal finished their SAFF campaign with 3 points, while Pakistan is returning home without a point. The race to win West Ham midfielder Declan Rice is again on a turn. Arsenal has improvised its offer to $135 million now. The bid has not yet been accepted by West Ham. This could set a record for a British player. West Ham holds on to the next move by Manchester City. City had earlier bid around $127 million and now West Ham is expecting a new offer. England striker Harry Kane is set to join Bayern Munich for an initial offer of $76 million. Kane will make a move from Tottenham Hotspur to the German club. The 29-year-old is the all-time top goal scorer for both his club and the national team. In Kabaddi, India has defeated Japan to register its third consecutive win in the Asian Championships. The seven-time champions defeated Japan 62-18. India will next play Iran on Thursday. The Asian Kabaddi Championship 2023 is taking place in the South Korean city of Busan. American star Noah Lyles has equalled Usain Bolt's record for the most 200-meter race wins. He won the 200 meters at the New York City Grand Prix. The 25-year-old clocked an impressive time of just 19.83 seconds. Lyles is now the third fastest 200-meter sprinter in history. He is behind Usain Bolt's 19.19 seconds and Johan Blake's 19.26 seconds. In Olympics, there has been a stir amid new alcohol rules. The alcohol sales restriction for the upcoming Paris Olympics won't be the same for everyone. VIPs are exempted from the ban. Parisians say that they found it unfair that there were different rules for VIPs and other spectators. Paris Olympics 2024 will have more than 700 competition sessions over 15 days. In entertainment, actor Kevin Spacey arrived at a London court for the start of his 4-week trial on a dozen sex offence charges. Spacey allegedly committed sexual crimes against 4 women between 2001 and 2013. The 63-year-old denies these allegations. Comedian Graham Norton is set to host the UK reboot of the game show Wheel of Fortune. Norton said that he is beyond excited to bring an iconic American show to a new British audience. Wheel of Fortune will return to the UK in 2024 after over 2 decades. Singer Zayn Malik is gearing up to launch some new music after a gap of 2 years. He cleared his Instagram and uploaded an 8-second teaser video showing him riding a motorbike. Malik also added a pre-save link to the new song on his profile. Rapper Lil Wayne is set to receive the BMI Icon Award at the 2023 R&B Hip Hop Awards. The award that honors songwriters and composers will be given by the Broadcast Music Inc. The award ceremony will take place on the 6th of September in Miami in the US. iHeartRadio is celebrating black music and culture with its Living Black event. Singers Usher and Coco Jones and rappers Glorilla and LL Cool J are among those who will perform at the festival. The event will be held on the 2nd of August in Los Angeles. It will be broadcast on iHeartRadio's social media and also air live on its radio channels. Singer Her is back with the Lights On Festival after a gap of 2 years. Singer Jasmine Sullivan will headline the first night of the event. Some other artists set to perform at the event include rappers Don Toliver and Tusi. The 2-day festival will be held on the 16th and the 17th of September in California. Pop band Backstreet Boys have announced a beach concert vacation in Mexico's Cancun. The Backstreet's Back at the Beach event is a music and activity-filled tropical vacation for fans. The event will feature 2 shows right on the beach. Daily pool parties and themed events are also planned. It will take place between the 18th and the 21st of April next year. Touring dance music festival Breakaway Bay Area has released the lineup for its fall edition. DJ Snake, DJ Marion, and music producer Alan Walker will be performing at the festival. Fans can also take part in a silent disco arena. The festival will take place on the 13th and 14th of October in San Francisco. Singer Taylor Swift has made a last-minute change to the Los Angeles leg of her Eras tour. She has added a 6th date to the originally planned 5-day tour. The new show will take place on the 7th of August. This is just 2 nights before her North American tour comes to an end. Swift also announced 8 additional shows for the European part of her tour in 2024. And finally, singer Pink had to pause a performance during her Summer Carnival 2023 at London's Hyde Park. A concert goer threw a bag of their deceased mother's ashes at her while she was singing her hit song, Just Like a Pill. Pink picked the bag and asked, "Is this your mom?" To this, the person answered in the affirmative.